let's see. Okay, go.
Hello, my name's Jez, and this is Sarah, my wife, and we're from Open Heaven Church in Loughborough. It's great to be here. I'm going to give you three pointers of things that are going on in the life of the church, and then Sarah's going to just talk about a few other prayer points. Firstly, in 2 months' time, we are sending a team, a church plant team, to Annecy in France. It's something we've been working on for quite a few years, but the final countdown is ticking, so that's really exciting. And we'd love prayer to see this team really sent well, commissioned, and really get established in Annecy. The second thing is we are undergoing a really interesting building project with another church in Loughborough, with an Elim church, a partnership, sharing resources to see this old Church of England building come back to life and serve the local community. Again, we are probably 3-4 months away from work starting, so again, that's been probably about a 6-year journey, but we are really right on the edge of that coming into existence, so that's really exciting. And finally, last night, I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning, very impressive, with something called Club Mission, which is what we do every Friday. A lot of our students hang out in the Students' Union. We've got a special room where we sort of, it's a chill out room with water, and we chat with people. But last night we went for the whole hog, and we talked with the union about this event, and it was a big event, and there was about 60 of us from the church that got into the union, got down there, and we had a prayer tent outside. We had a big tent serving free teas and coffees all night. We were giving out flip-flops. Just incredible conversations all night about people saying, why are you doing this? Why is this for free? Amazing conversations. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, we all did this flash mob dance thing in the Students' Union. The DJ played Fatboy Slim Praise You, a bit of a worship type song, and all of us got onto the stage and did this little dance routine. It was quite funny, and everyone was watching. And just the whole profile of Club Mission, the church, was raised across the university, which was just fantastic, real privilege. So some really exciting stuff going on.
Jez, do we get to see a little?
Maybe later for a small fee.
Later, okay. It can be managed. Yes.
Fantastic. And as many of you might know, sort of looking forward into the future, Ness, our church leader, has had a fairly rough ride over the last 10 years, so she is taking a well-earned sabbatical for the next 3 months. So she's had various different things go on over this last 10 years, so we really wanted to commission her as a church to take 3 months off and really get restored and renewed. So we're really praying for her and Rich as well. Rich is also on sabbatical, and that this will be a real time of renewal for both of them. But when we commissioned them last week as a church, they just started this week, we really felt that it wasn't just about Ness and Rich kind of going off and getting restored and getting fresh vision and that kind of stuff. We felt that it was something for us as a church to really grab hold of these next 3 months, and for all of us together to really renew our relationships with God, and to deal with any past hurts, and to deal with any, areas of lack of faith or any of those kind of things. So we laid the challenge out to the church that this 3 months isn't just about Ness and Rich, it's about all of us getting ready for what God has for us come September, October, when Ness and Rich come back. So we'd really love your prayer in that we want to not just have, a couple of people on the leadership team that are really going for it. We want to be really going for it as a whole church together. And as some of these exciting things that Jez has talked about will be really kicking off in those months. So that's what we really love prayer for.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Fantastic. That's Open Heaven. Loughborough, yes. Great church, wonderful church. Another good church, New Life, Wickford.
Last year we were just talking about how we were given a building in a town about 5 miles from us. Well, this year we launched our congregation, our second congregation, to Southwood and Ferris. And so we gave away a lot of good people, and not saying the rest weren't good, but we gave away some great people. And God's just really blessed us as a community, because they couldn't come back if they wanted to, because there's not enough room for them at Wickford. Because we've just seen some real growth going on in Wickford and in Southwood and Ferris. And so we're just really praising God for that. So we have the two congregations that meet in the two different locations. We meet together in the evening on a Sunday night where the two congregations, those that can, come together and just really having a great time of blessing. We had a period of 3 weeks where we had 3 lots of baptisms. We have it was really amazing because we were just talking about whether we needed a baptistry. And the Lord gave us a building with a baptistry, so it was pretty handy. So, so literally for 3 Sundays, this baptistry was filled up because we had people just coming. Someone came to the Lord. We had our young people coming and being baptised, which was really exciting. We had a guy from our Alpha that got baptised. So we know, and a lot of our young children as well. So we were just really blessed by that. Over a period of just a few weeks ago. I think we spoke about last time that we're looking to do a building project that is still ongoing. We have a charity that's partnered with us, and so that is in the negotiation still. It's slow, so that's one of our prayer requests, that it just moves faster because we need a bigger building. And we're just having a really blessed time in Wickford and South Woodham Ferries. And I just really cannot think anything because there's so much going on. Sorry. Third Choice Ministries, how can I forget? This is our outreach into the community. It's quite a large team from the congregation. They go out, they give out water, they go and speak to youngsters. In fact, they do so many things. They just give out all sorts of things on the streets. And they're just really having some really great feedback. We actually were getting stuff on Facebook about this amazing church in Wickford and South Woodham because we were giving out water and chocolate cakes and goodness knows what else, cans of Cokes, and word was getting around. So there's some good stuff going on, a lot of stuff actually I'm not really involved with, so I'm not quite sure what is going on. So that's a good place to be. But we are just praising God. But we're really pushing into all that God's got at this time, which comes with its struggles, but it comes with its strengths. But that's where we're going as a congregation. We're just believing that God is going to break in. We want to see His power and His presence just moving within our communities, not just within the church, but in the life of our towns. And that is why we're really seeking after the things of God. That it won't just be us as a community, but it be us as just as a church, but it be our communities that are touched by God's presence.
Brilliant. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Well done. Very exciting. Every time I go back to Wickford, there are a whole raft of faces that I don't recognise again, which is just great because God is adding people in there. It's wonderful. Simon's representing Latimer Church, another great church right in the heart of mission. Strong missional feel to all of this. Simon.
Thanks. For those who don't know where we're based in North Kensington, at the heart of 2 large council estates in inner city London. Our congregation on a Sunday is probably about 15 people. But the way that we serve and reach out to the community is a lot larger than that. We run a series of community activities during the week, reaching out to people of all ages across the community through craft groups, cooking groups, English speakers of other languages, Book Break, which is working with the local bibliotherapy department from the local library. And we're reaching out to a whole range of people in the local community through that. Some of those people are starting to come and fellowship with us. We had a lovely baptism just before Christmas where a gentleman in his mid-70s from Sindhi Sikh background was baptised and joined our fellowship, which was a real blessing for us and a blessing for him. And his testimony at his baptism was that this is somewhere where he'd found peace. He'd been seeking all his life and found peace in his mid-70s and received and baptised into the faith. We started to see people come to our Easter and Christmas celebration services from a whole range of backgrounds and faiths. We had a nice row of Muslim people at the back of our Easter service as we worshipped together our Easter Sunday. And our real prayer is that as we reach out into these people's lives, it won't just be at Christmas and Easter that they come to our services, but increasingly they'll come and be worshipping with us and joining in with our midweek fellowship groups as well. Since we last met last August, at that time we were just exploring with Eden, based in the Worldwide Message Tribe up in Manchester, what it would mean to have an Eden team based with us in North Kensington. That's now come to fruition. We've entered into partnership with Eden. Jamie is with us today. Jamie, wave your hand. Great. He's our Eden team leader. Him and his wife Becky moved onto the estate about 2 months ago. So we started our Eden team. We're just praying that we'll get Eden volunteers coming and living on the estates. That's a real heart prayer at the moment, that we'll be able to grow the team, that men and women of all ages will come and be part of that Eden team. It's about incarnational living. It's about coming and living in the heart of the community, and particularly focusing on serving our children and young people in the community. And Jamie's already reaching out in a variety of ways, for the local boxing club, into local sanctuary youth clubs, just seeking to get into schools as well now. So Jamie's starting to break in and to explore what it is to reach out to young people in our particular area. What else is going on? Those are some of the things that are going on. So I think prayer for Eden, pray for breaking through and encouraging these people community activities in. There always seem to be opportunities. One opportunity we just started to explore is that a new academy is to be built in the heart of one of our estates, and we're just starting to explore how we can relate to that, meeting with the sponsors and trying to understand whether there's something we can do to build a relationship with them and try and help shape the values and ethos of that school, which will be opening in 3 years' time. So another area that we're trying to influence into our local community.
Fantastic.